Hi, thank you for joining us for this episode of Springdale Today. I'm your host, Mary Jordan. We're talking today with Hunt Elementary School Assistant Principal Patti Athey, parent and therapist Dr. Myranda Victoria, and third grader Ian Victoria. We're going to be learning more about the school's Unplug and Play program today, which encourages families to spend more time and play together and less time on their devices. Thank you guys for being here. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. We were chatting a little bit about some of the things you were exploring beforehand, and gosh, I think everybody's going to be really excited to hear all the fun you're having. So, Patti, I'm curious, when did you guys start this program and how did it begin? Where did the inspiration for it come from?
So our MTSS team did a book study and actually brought it. It's The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. And this really describes how play-based childhood has been replaced by phone-based childhood. And he's called it the Great Rewiring. And so the book really highlights the importance of play and child development. And so our team wanted to come up with a way to encourage families to unplug at home. And we also implemented a new technology-free recess. So if we have to be inside because of weather, we don't do any technology. We call it Unplug and Play and allow the children to play games, have conversations, and not be on devices.
Would they normally be doing so? What kind of devices would they have access to at school that might distract them in that way?
Well, they have Chromebooks, which they do a lot of work on. And there are games and other things on their Chromebook. So we're just encouraging them to put the Chromebooks away during this playtime and just have those intentional conversations, play old board games like Chutes and Ladders, Monopoly, stuff that they really don't do. And so we have just really been encouraging our students to do that here and at home.
Gotcha. And then what are you hoping families gain from this experience?
Well, we hope it helps them build stronger connections by unplugging to their children, have those conversations. We also encourage communication, creativity, and meaningful memories when they're unplugging and engaging with their families.
All right, and Myranda, from a therapist perspective, why is it really important for families and students to have unstructured play?
I mean, in the book, Jonathan Haidt specifically says that play is the work of childhood. And I think that just highlights how important play is. And a lot of times our play, a lot of times parents structure play too much. Like we take our kids to all these activities. Ian does martial arts, he does choir, things like that. But it highlights the importance of that unstructured play time in his development and what he's doing when he's away from a device, because the device is the one that will direct you. If you're on a device, you're getting that dopamine hit, you're getting that constant interaction. But when you put the device away and you're creating your own interactions with the world, it's helping you learn those problem-solving skills and emotional regulation skills that you cannot learn with a tablet.
Interesting, okay. And then Ian, what is some of your favorite ways to unplug and play?
One of my favorite ways to unplug and play is to feed the sheep, because we have sheep at home, and interact with them, which means like maybe petting them, and for the babies, I hold them.
What's a game or activity maybe you and your family have done together recently?
Something we've done together recently is to play Twister.
Not me. I wasn't doing the twisting. I was doing the spinning. I would do the spinner and they would do the twisting.
That's old school play. I mean, that was even my parents' old school play. That one's been around for a really long time. Did you find it hard at first to look less at your tablet and TV and maybe spend more time playing games and stuff with your family?
Yes, it is kind of hard to get off the TV or tablet.
Why?
There's just a lot of things that I love doing on the tablet.
Me too. That's a fair answer. There's a lot of things I'd like to do on my tablet too. So Myranda, a lot of struggles, please forgive me, a lot of parents struggle with setting boundaries, especially when it comes to devices, because they have access to them too.
Right.
So how can it be difficult for families to transition, and what might you tell them to get through that transition?
I mean, I think the first step is to start small. I mean, don't don't say, okay, we're going to have a 0 device household 100% of the time. I mean, we know that's not really realistic nowadays. And so what we do is I will try to give Ian like a timer. I'll say, okay, Ian, we're about to do this, or we're about to go this place, and set a timer. So that way it's not, that helps with emotional regulation and that, those executive functioning skills, where it's like, it's not feeling like such a hard transition time. It's like it gives him that preparation, that knowledge that something is about to happen. And then it's easier to put the device away because he knows he's about to engage in something that's just as much fun, or that we're going to do something that's important in a different way.
And how have you seen this shape the emotional atmosphere in your home?
I think that when you are away from the devices, you can see your child's personality more, and you can see who they are, not just as a kid, but as like a future adult more. Like with Ian, I see his curiosity, and he was being curious on his device. Like when he's on a device, he may watch some YouTube and stuff every now and then, but one of the things that he really enjoys doing on the iPad is what he calls country work. And so Ian loves geography. And so he'll look up facts and information about different countries. And so then he will take that, and then he's engaging with the video. I mean, he's learning, he's doing stuff, and that's not a bad thing. He'll take that and he'll like write stuff down. But he was doing that, and I didn't really know I didn't really see all of that. But when he puts the device away and he's doing stuff outdoors with the animals or indoors with the board game, things like that, I can see that curiosity just bloom. And that makes me as a parent really happy and excited and proud. And I think like when you have that tone of positivity in your house, it just creates more positivity, And so that's one of the things that I think I've seen is like when you put the devices away, there may be that initial struggle, especially right at first before it becomes, routine in the home. But it really can positively change the outlook of your house.
Ian, it sounds like you have a lot of curiosity. What's a country you've been studying about recently?
Oh, I finished my country book, so I put it on this app called Notes, where it'll be the letter A section, and then there'll be the letter B section for all those different regions of those different countries.
That's really interesting. So this shows there's value in the digital, and there's value in the play. It's just finding a healthy balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are chatting today with Hunt Elementary School Assistant Principal Patti Athey, parent and therapist Dr. Myranda Victoria, and third grader Ian Victoria about Hunt's Unplug and Play program. Patti, shifting gears just a little bit, I know that the school has a Husky Bucks incentive program for students. How is that incentive program working alongside the Unplug and Play program?
So our Husky Bucks, it is directly tied to our behavior management system in our building. So it's our positive reinforcement system for following school expectations. So we've also used it as ways to positively help parents reinforce things at home. So if students participate in Unplug and Play and parents send me a picture of it, then they are rewarded with Husky Bucks. And so it's just bridging that gap between our school setting and our home setting and just having some of the same expectations.
Ian, how have you been earning Husky Bucks, and what's the best thing you think you've exchanged them for yet?
One way I earn Husky Bucks is by doing the silent husky sign in the cafeteria, but not all schools would know what that is.
Well, what about as far as for Unplug and Play? Have you earned Husky Bucks from that?
Yes, I've earned Husky Bucks about that 3 times.
And what kind of things have you traded Husky Bucks for?
I don't really get stuff that's very expensive. I like getting the stuff that's cheap.
Yeah, like erasers or bouncy balls, things like that?
Yeah.
He's a quality over quantity type, or quantity over quality type of kid.
Yeah, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. In this day and age, we've got to make our dollar go as far as or our Husky Buck go as far as it can possibly go.
Yes.
So what kind of feedback are you getting from teachers, Patti, about students' readiness to learn as and that you can see a connection to the Unplug and Play program?
Well, I think it's letting students have the opportunity to have those meaningful conversations with their friends. They're playing board games and having to take turns and learn how to regulate themselves when they don't win. And so teachers are saying that they're seeing better behavior in the classroom, more regulation. And so it's been really positive. It's been a positive program.
And Myranda, what have you maybe learned about your family or even Ian that you might have missed otherwise without a program such as this?
I mean, I think going back to just seeing his curiosity, but also seeing his leadership skills and seeing his problem-solving skills. Like there's, one of the things that they talk about in the book is our society has shifted to overprotecting children in the real world, but we underprotect children in the virtual world. And so, you can't, it's so hard to let your child just be outside and because you feel like you have to be there. And if I'm not right there with them, then I'm going to get in trouble. But what that ends up doing is it's causing a generation that's having anxiety and depression rates that have been soaring, that the author correlates with the correlation of social media in your pocket. And so by allowing Ian to be independent in the real world, it's teaching him skills to where he's not going to hopefully have to overcome those anxiety challenges later. So when he is riding his bicycle on our pasture, and something happens, he's going to figure it out and be able to take care of that his own self. And then that fosters that sense of self-independence, of that I can do hard things and I can figure out how to solve my problems. And sometimes solving your problem does involve an adult. Like you still have to go and have the adult help you with something. Like his bicycle got a flat tire, had something happen to it.
You know how there's like a bumpy part of the bicycle on the wheel?
Mm-hmm.
Inside of that, like under it, is like this very like not bumpy part in there, and that non-bumpy part had a hole in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of gigantic.
Yeah. And so the way to solve that problem was he had to first be able to understand what the problem was, but the way to solve it was to go to his dad, and his dad was able to show him how to fix it. And so that's such a cool learning opportunity. Now, do I expect that the next time that this type of thing happens, Ian's going to immediately know, like, this is exactly what I do and he can do it 100% himself? No, but it's increasing his independence and it's increasing his ability for his self-reliance in order to continue moving forward.
And that's got to be good to see as a parent, to know that he can make a decision and understand when it's necessary to ask for help.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so Patti, how do you see the program evolving in the future so that play really remains a core value for Hunt?
Well, we are going to keep it embedded in our culture. So it is going to continue. We're about to hit winter season when we're inside a lot. And so we have asked for donations of board games that we can give to the teachers to use in their classrooms. We're also going to continue to partner with our parents and post our pictures of kids doing Unplug and Play. And so if a kid sees their picture up there, they're going to want more pictures up there. Or they're going to want, if they see their friend up there, they're going to want their picture up there. So it's really encouraging that to happen at home.
And then this question's for all of you, because you all three have very different perspectives. Why would you encourage more families to put down the devices and unplug and play and spend some quality time together in that way?
I encourage families to do that because you get to see what's around you. Like, instead of being in the virtual world, you also get to be in the real life world.
Mm-hmm. That's an excellent answer.
I think that Unplug and Play is important because it shows that it doesn't require anything fancy, and it's a really accessible way that parents can do something so positive for their child. Anyone can unplug and play. Everyone can do it in any household. Everyone can unplug and play. And it's showing that it doesn't take, it's not hard to do it. Like, you can do it. Anyone is able to do it. Even in families like ours, Ian Ian is able to do a lot of activities. He has a twin brother who is severely autistic, and so he's on an iPad a lot more frequently because that's his, every child has different needs and every family has different needs. But even his twin, Isaiah, is able to unplug and play and interact. We went to a zoo and he's, interacting with the animals and saw a zebra. It's one of his things. Everyone can do some level of unplug and play. It's accessible to all, and it's something that promotes that positive family connection.
Yeah, and childhood goes so fast. I mean, blink of the eye. And so you're missing opportunities if you're not unplugging and playing with your kids. It goes fast.
Well, this has been a wonderful conversation, and I learned something from it, and that's always positive. Is there anything that I haven't thought to ask that you guys think is important to add to the conversation?
Got anything?
It is really good to be in a virtual world, which is what I do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. But then it's also good to know what's around you in the real life world. Like, try to figure out what you think could be like the best for you whenever you grow up. Try to find out if you want to do this or you want to do that.
And unplugging and playing helps you discover your interests in a way that maybe a tablet isn't able to allow you the opportunity to explore.
As much information is accessible, it may still not be the great way for you to find your passion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you can catch this and previous episodes of Springdale Today on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, your favorite podcast app. Thank you for joining us for this conversation, and we look forward to chatting with you next time on Springdale Today.
Springdale Today is a production of the Springdale Public Schools Communications Office.
The podcast is hosted by Mary Jordan and is produced and edited by Micah DeLacy.
Be sure to subscribe to Springdale Today for free on your favorite podcast platform.
And don't forget to follow Springdale Today on social media for episode updates
and behind-the-scenes conversations.
Thank you for listening. We hope you will join us in the future as we continue to learn about the amazing stories happening in Springdale today.